Hi, I'm Mindy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing my first update for the Ghosts of Christmas Past Resurrecting, a tradition reading event that was created by Revenant Reads, and I am co-hosting with Book Time with Elvis, Book Blather, Raynor Read Stuff, and Cobalt Dragons. I didn't read any stories for the first week of December because I was catching up on November reads, but I did read 4 books in the second week of December, so I'd love to tell you about them. I read 2 stories by Charles Dickens, the most famous Christmas storyteller of all. And I had read Christmas Carol before, and I read 2 really short other Christmas stories for this event. They were very short. The first one was A Christmas Tree, and I really like Charles Dickens' writing. It's engaging to me. And A Christmas Tree was a very Christmassy story. It was, the first half was talking about everything on this Christmas tree and the magic of Christmas and all of the Christmassy, wintry wonderfulness. And then the second half was all ghost stories. A lot of different ghost stories. So the first half has a jumble of many things, magical things, and then the second half has a jumble of really spooky ghost stories. And I like the story, but with all those lots of different things, it was not very focused. So I think it would have been more impactful if it was more focused on one story with some more details to it. But I did enjoy my time reading A Christmas Tree. It was a good way to start my ghost story reading for the month. The second Charles Dickens story I read was a story of the goblins who stole a sexton. This was a great Christmas story, and it had someone learning a lesson, which is typical in these Victorian Christmas ghost stories, but it was goblins, so a little bit different, not necessarily to the theme of ghost stories, but I really enjoyed this one too. Like I said, I find Charles Dickens' writing really engaging, and I have liked everything I've read by him so far. The next story that I read is The Old Nurse's Story by Elizabeth Gaskell, which was our buddy read that we have been discussing on Voxer and Voxer group. This one was a good story about a nurse who's older, retired, and she's recollecting this spooky story from when she was a nurse for this family. It was a good story. I would say it's the least easy to read of the bunch for this week, but not the hardest that I've read so far this month. I'm finding that it takes quite a while to read these stories. It helps me to read them out loud, and I think that is how they were originally meant to be read. So that helps me. I have found that I need to be able to sit down and really concentrate to really get into the Victorian writing, which that's fine. I don't have a lot of time like that. When I focus myself, then I really, really enjoy these spooky stories. And the last story I read in the second week of December is actually my favorite from the four, and that is The Tapestried Chamber by Sir Walter Scott. And it is about a man who stays in this old house in this room that is covered in tapestries that the former woman of the house put up on all the walls, everything covered in these beautiful tapestries. And it is a gorgeous room, a comfortable room, and everything should be most cozy. But of course, the night is not as pleasant as you might think. And it completely scares the occupant. And then he tells his tale of what happened during the night, and it is such a good story. One that I hope to read again future holidays. Those are the 4 stories that I read in the second week of December. I would love to know what your favorite story you've read so far, or your favorite book if you're not reading ghost stories. Still plenty of time if you would like to join us and read one ghost story. It doesn't have to be Victorian, it could be modern. I will have my announcement video and link down below with all the details if you're interested. And I'll be back very soon with another book related video. Thanks. Bye.